Hi and welcome back to Garden Ninja. Now today I'm in the design studio and I'm going to be giving you another sneak peek behind one of our designs, and yes, it's going to be packed full of tips and guidance along the way so that you can make your own gardens and designs that little bit more interesting and maybe take some inspiration from the kind of tricks I'm using on this design. So come on, let's get cracking. This was a really lovely garden to design. The whole basis was that it was going to be a romantic garden where two lovers could woo each other in the top left corner of the garden. Now the garden was your standard square shape, but as you left the house you were met by this big shed in the bottom right. So I spun the entire garden by 45 degrees, taking the longest axis. And if you've got a small garden, that's a really good tip to make it feel bigger. The central part of the garden was this large square flanked by two wooden arches that you could walk through, that also framed that seat at the top left corner of the garden, meaning that no matter how you looked out into the garden, you met with these beautiful views and lots of privacy by these surrounding trees. In the bottom left there was going to be a Japanese themed dell, where the owners could sit under these two beautiful acer trees and grab 10 minutes in the morning or late in the evening, feeling like they're surrounded by a woodland. In the top left we've got that lovers area, with that beautiful bench surrounded by some existing trees, and I also wanted to put in some really lovely scented herbaceous perennials. So I was choosing things like Perovskia, some geraniums and thyme that when they brushed up against them, they would smell absolutely gorgeous. Around this Japanese part now, I'm just putting in a few burnt orange plants such as epimediums that love a bit of dry shade. And now in the back of the garden we've got the blue of the Perovskia, some of the lavenders, geraniums and penstemons that went in, and that's the real romantic part. There are also two solar globe lights on the floor that look like pebbles, and they would light up in the evening and call to the owners to come out and have a look at the garden. The paving in the garden was a really lovely grey stone, super simple, and I used the same material all the way around to bring consistency. If you're designing a garden, try and hold off from having too many different hard landscaping materials because it can look cluttered and busy. By using the 45 degree, I've made the most the longest point of the garden. The arches frame it, we've got a destination with that seating area at the top, but also a midpoint destination with that bench near the trees. The path means you can walk all the way around it and do circuits from different angles. Last but not least, in the middle was a pool of reflective water, super easy for any budget or size garden that the birds and wildlife could bob into for a quick drink. Absolutely romantic. Have you got gardening questions that you need answers for? Well, why not head over to the Garden Ninja forum on my blog, where you can ask me anything about gardens, plants and garden design. There's a whole army of other garden ninjas there that can help provide answers to your questions. It's a really great way to meet the other ninjas, so head over there now. So there we go, a look behind the scenes at this garden design and the watercolour process that I use to bring them to life. If you'd like to know more, make sure you check out my website, gardenninja.co.uk, where there's a lively forum full of different ninjas answering your garden dramas. I've been Garden Ninja, happy gardening, and bye for now.